Hey everybody, welcome to another Bet Carter with me, Daryl Carter from RacingTips.com. Now before we kick this video off, I should just say that it's a responsible gambling week this week, so don't bet more than you can afford, and when the fun stops, do stop and speak to someone if you do need help. But we'll kick on with this video. We've got three selections, two completely contrasting ground conditions from Aintree and from Wincanton. Complete dire conditions up at Aintree, good for the nap and good ground down at Wincanton. So the first horse of the day comes in the 1:30. It's at Aintree, and it's a horse called The Last Day. Now, I put this horse up last week before he was withdrawn due to a high temperature. But he goes today, runs off a mark of 131, really does scream well handicapped. Go through bits and pieces of his novice form, and you'll see what I mean. He finished second behind a horse of Nicky Henderson's called What's Wrong With You, a horse that went on to win a really good Class 2 event next time out and was raised up to a mark of 142. Other bits and pieces of form in there, I could go through nearly all of his races. Scream he's well handicapped. His form figures on soft or heavy ground read 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 8. And the 8 came on debut. The third was in a hurdle race, free runner race where he was beaten out of sight behind a Paul Nicholls runner and Midnight Shadows, now rated 155 over hurdles. The second was the race we just spoke about, and he runs off a mark of 131, just £3 higher than his hurdle mark, and he's definitely a better chaser than he is hurdler. So The Last Day is the nap. In the 3 o'clock, you may think I'm mental, but I am going to take on Fulsey Raffles, first time up. Now this is a potential champion hurdle contender. So if you're going to take him on, it's going to be this first time up. Connections lost this race last year, or had lost this race, but we have a dream in this race last year, who was beaten first time up. So I'm just going to take a chance on Grand Saucy in the 3 o'clock at Wincanton. This is another horse who's got outstanding form figures in the conditions. Good ground form reads fell 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 4. And the 4 coming early on in his career. Won the Kingwell Hurdle here, the Grade 2. I think that's the standout form. I think that's the best form on offer. Around 7-2 he is. I definitely think he's going to come on for his run at Kempton when he fell behind champion hurdle third Silver Streak. Just looked tap for toe that day and was just outpaced. But he travelled really nicely through the race. I think he's going to come on. He's won twice here already, including that Kingwell Hurdle Grade 2, and finished second 2 other times over hurdles. So he does like it at Wincanton. If you're going to take the favourite on, who is 1-2 on, and probably rightly should be, it should be with Grand Saucy in the 3 o'clock. Last race of the day is in the 3:35, the Badger Beers or the Badger Ales, whatever you like to call it, at Wincanton in the 3:35. I'm going to side with White Moon. Now, a lot of people are upset that he's been given a £5 rise, fallen at the last, but he was valued for much more than that day. I was there. He was very powerful between the last two fences. He jumps much, much better than he did last season. I'm not sure what they've done at home. Same with Slate House we see earlier in the month, but he seems to have improved, and I'm pretty sure that they thought that this horse was definitely going to be higher rated than 142. He's got the world at his feet really this year again, and he could go on to be anything. He looks a proper stayer, whereas last year he didn't look like he was going to stay a yard over 2.5. I think the wind ops worked. I think it's worked its magic. So if he's none the worse for that fall, I think he could go very close off what is a lenient handicap mark despite the £5 rise. White Moon. So those are the 3 selections this week. The Last Day is the nap of the day at Aintree in the very first race on TV. Get on that. That should set you up for the weekend, all being well. So have a great one. Thanks very much for listening. I'll speak to you soon. Oh, Cheltenham Focus will be on Monday evening, so keep your eyes out for that.